are anonymous. We are legion. We are one. We are here. The time is now. A revolution must take place. Your government has failed you. And now only attempts to control or kill you. We must stand up to the elite. We must not go without a fight. Your duty is to uphold the Constitution. And stand against a corrupt government. It's time to wake up and let your voices be heard. Too long have we stood quiet in the shadows. Watching and waiting. Too long have we been lied to. While our government poisons our air and the food we eat. No more will we suffer a fate that will only end in the death of humanity. We will expose all forms of treason being committed on the people by any form of government. We will not stop until humanity is safe. Donald Trump, we have warned you of your actions, and yet you still ignore Anonymous. You are just another puppet in line to get his strings pulled. You do not have the balls to run America like a true president. And protect the nation's people, put an end to cancerous foods and toxic pollution in the air, the inhumane experiments like GMO food and chemtrails. More and more people are starting to wake up to the lies. More and more people are starting to see the truth and are willing to stand up for their rights. The truth shall be set free, and the light shine down on all that is evil. Your pedo rings have been exposed, your false flags, your election fraud, crooked politicians and presidents, all by the hands of Anonymous. The choice is yours, Donald Trump. Just remember, the people of America have lost faith in their country. The next few choices could be your last. Operation Wake Up engaged.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Dear Trump, there ain't no other way that I can say this. The whole world knows that you're a liar and a racist. The fire in the pavement, satire, imitation of just someone from the past filled with dire freaking hatred. From all your views on things where you lie on immigration, you want to build a wall and just divide us as a nation. Riots in the states, all these trials, tribulations. You're a front runner, honestly surprised you even made it. That's no compliment, that just proves our country got no common sense. Voting for this man who take this nation and demolish it. A man who never knew the closest thing about the politics. Donald J. Trump, the man who really needs to call it quits. All the things that come out your mouth, it's all crazy. Like Mexicans are rapists and murdering people daily. All the Mexicans that went and came up to the States were just families looking for better life, better safety. But of course, you don't know about the struggle or trying to get $1. You had the richest father, small loan of $1 million. I need to get this point branded through you. You never worked in your life, it's just like everything was handed to you. You act a fool and you're just playing it through. It's full-blown destruction's what you're aiming to do. And some pretty bad groups are loving and praying for you. See, if the KKK supports you, what's that say about you? You got it twisted, Donald, and there's a lot of things you're missing, Donald. See, this is real life, this ain't a science fiction novel. If you're elected, we'll be gone in a week. Bombs in the streets, right when we're trying to make peace. It's disappointing, I wouldn't be surprised if you brought war. And by the way, America, I expected a lot more. Voting for a man who's really rich and acting hardcore, when he's the one that's trashing up everything that we fought for. But wait, yo, I got more. Yeah, you want an encore? Trump's a known abuser too. That one he was caught for. You claim you started from the bottom having a fight when you never paid a single freaking tax in your life. Facts on a mic, you always lived a lavish in life. So don't say you struggle, you don't understand what it's like. Yo, what's wrong? You need a tissue? You getting sick of people always pointing out your issues? Look, I don't know how to put this, I'll say it bluntly. You want to evacuate all Muslims out the country cause they're terrorists? Come on, Trump, you know that that's some dumb ish. If that ain't racist or stereotypical, well then what is? Just get your campaign invested to a halt, cause now you advocating sexual assault? Now that's evil. Come on, people, you need to stop, you need to wake up and realize with Trump we gon' make America hate again. You know this is not the way to go, you know. There's so much to be done. Bernie Sanders.
This country today faces some enormous problems. You know, we have a middle class that's disappearing. We have almost all new wealth and income going to the top 1%. We got climate change. We have a corrupt campaign finance system. And what somebody like a Trump is trying to do is to divide us up. We're supposed to, a few months ago, we were supposed to hate Mexicans, and he thinks they're all criminals or rapists. And that kind of crap is not going to work in the United States of America.
The United States is in a perpetual state of war because the bankers control the politicians and they read the script as given to them by the banksters and they make huge amounts of money off of this. What this gentleman is saying about the United States not wanting war, not wanting to get involved is like Iraq 2.0. It's a repeat of the same rubbish that was said, oh, we don't want war, war is a last resort. That's absolutely untrue. It's a lie. Those that are in government are nothing more than prostitutes who are carrying out the orders of those who are in charge of them, and those that are in charge want another war. And part of that is what we discussed earlier, the Greater Israel Project, to destabilize any Arab regime which might have any kind of autonomy and self-determination. Any regime in the Arab world that is not an absolute puppet cannot be tolerated. And who are the nations that we target? Those that are not puppets. We don't target those like the Saudi regime, which is the biggest human rights violator in that region. It's cutting off people's heads in public, cutting off hands. It is the most grotesque regime on the planet, and yet we give that regime weapons and it's no problem whatsoever. The duplicity and hypocrisy of the United States and the West can't even be measured. It is so enormous. And these mouthpieces, such as this gentleman in Washington, is only doing a disservice to himself and his country. And the fact is that American sons and daughters will get involved in this yet again, and these chicken hawks who are pretending to care about the Syrian people are going to be sacrificing not their own sons and daughters. I would like this man to send his sons and daughters and his grandchildren off to Syria when this turns into a greater conflict, because this is what we're flirting with, is a world war, a third world war. This is not a joke. We are flirting with a third world war on the basis that apparently we care so much about the Syrian people, just like we care so much about the Iraqi people and the Afghani people. The only people that buy this sort of stuff are either bought-off prostitutes or the dumbest of the dumb. And we're also led to believe that Assad is the dumbest idiot dictator on the planet now, isn't he? Because he invited UN inspectors to come in, and he brought them in on the very day that they come in. He decides to attack his own people 10 miles away from where the inspectors arrive. This is beyond ridiculous, and the only people that buy this, again, are bought-off prostitutes or the dumbest of the dumb.